Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractible. This episode, Brotherly Bob educates about induction and squid dick, then picks on his pal. Marauding Mark advocates argumentativeness, buys Boeings, suffers from spontaneous cooing, and iterates excellently. Well-groomed Wade has a flying oven, invents a support limb and a corpse cake, while playing guinea pig. From chewy fuck yous to a truly unique event. Yes! It's time for Cake or AI. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome back to Distractible, the number one podcast in your brain, or at least it better be. I will be your host for today because I won the last one. My name is Bob. Hello, nice to meet you. And if you're not new here, I forgot who you are. I'm very sorry. Joined as always by my two competitors for today, Mark and Wade.
Hello! Hi, I'm one of those two.
My nebulous invitation to maybe talk. You've never seen this show before. There are three of us, but one of us is always the host, or two of us, but today it's just one. And the host judges the competitors, and whoever wins the episode between the competitors hosts the next one. That's how it works. There are points. We have rules. I have a journal filled with points, and I will write them down. There's a constitution now, and we have to abide by the stuff we said. How are you doing, guys? How's it going?
3 words. Radon. No, I'm just kidding. Everything's fine. We have a gas fireplace, and it beeped at me the other day, but it hasn't done it again.
Did you check it or anything, or did you just, it stopped beeping?
I did. I opened it up, I looked, and I was like, maybe the batteries need to be replaced. I saw a bunch of things. I picked up one. It was like, danger, high voltage, only handle if blah, 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 blah. And I was like, maybe I'll wait and see if it beeps again to see which part was beeping.
Did you handle it, though?
I was holding it in my hand to read the high voltage, danger, don't touch.
Pretty handily.
And it was covered in like cobwebs and stuff because, you know, it's underneath this thing. So I was like, I'm sure that there's no danger whatsoever in this important high voltage electrical system being covered in cobwebs. Nothing flammable in here. So I'm just going to put you back, see if you beep again. And it didn't. So everything's fine.
Did you say you have a gas stove?
Fireplace.
Never mind. My point is not going to pertain to this. I was assuming you were talking about a stove, and I was like, I have the information.
No, I wanna hear it. Mark, what about gas stoves?
Yeah, my stove is gas now that you mention it.
I'm about to divide the audience. It's time. If we want to take the next step in podcastdom, we have to be able to take harsh stances, polarize people, and really plant our flag in the most controversial spots possible.
I am all for arbitrary divisiveness. Let's do it.
All right. Do you guys remember when there was a fervor over gas stoves?
The Democrats are taking your gas stoves or something like that. Yeah, right?
I don't even remember what the initiative was. It must have been like a bill that was like, by 2050, we want more electric stoves because, you know, natural gas is fine, except that it creates a lot of harmful compounds that if you don't ventilate them, that's why all gas stoves must have a ventilation system installed with them, because all of the other, you know, you're burning a chemical and it creates byproducts. And yeah, if those build up, they're bad. If you ever have a air purifier,
they don't like gas stoves.
As soon as you start cooking, because I have a gas stove and I want to replace it, but as soon as you start cooking, that air purifier gets really, really loud. It's like, we gotta go! We have to get all these, and then the line goes red and everything's bad, and it's like an alert starts blaring because like this air is contaminated, and it is. It's not like it'll kill you in an instant, but there's many things that are questionable about, you know, technology and life these days. It probably shouldn't, you know, food dyes and all that stuff, and Red 40 and
kudos to Red 40.
Your real laugh always takes me by surprise, Mark.
I don't know why more stoves aren't induction, because I've only ever had an induction stove like once at an apartment that I rented, and it was magical.
They're super cool.
They're crazy, and they're so fast, and they heat up. They can boil a pot of water in just a couple minutes, like a big pot for soup or spaghetti. They can get it boiling so fast, and gas stoves take forever. They're not that good. They're really not. Like, I think even like those old coil ones, you know, the ones that would really burn the shit out of you if you touch them.
The ones that get hot and stay hot no matter what you do.
Exactly. And they stay on a long time. I think those heat up faster than my gas stove does. Now, my nice one. Apparently it's nice. They say it's nice. It's got a name that badges it.
It's when you open the oven, it goes nice.
Anyway, just I'm on the side of killing all gas stoves. I want to go inside your home and take your stove from you.
No, induction is cool. I will say, I think it depends on what kind of burners you have. We have a gas stove as well. Came with the house that we live in. And it has the regular, like 4 burners, like 2 kind of bigger, 2 kind of smaller. There's a 5th burner in the middle that's the boiling burner that's like twice as much flame output as any of the rest of it. I'm going to ignore that means there's twice as much particulate in the air when you use that one and just say it boils water really heckin' fast. It works for that, and it's comparable to induction. Induction is definitely way like more convenient. Also, induction cools off immediately. You can be boiling a pot of water and then take the pot off and then touch it, and it's like warm, but it's not gonna like burn your hand even. It's very cool.
Maybe it's I was gonna say maybe it's like a whatever we were talking about, not aphantasia, but the other one,
Fantasia 2000.
No, inner monologue, where it's like people think induction is that one that we all agree is crap, which is like it's a glass top, but beneath it you see little red LEDs or whatever they are. That sucks no matter who you are.
Glass top with heating elements, not great. It's like the metal coils, except it stays hotter for longer, and also glass scratches and shatters, which is terrifying. Induction is not that. Induction is cool.
That's why I use the one with the really hot white flame in the middle that burns a hole in your pot when you cook.
The Tesla Cyber Stove.
And it comes in a weird polygonal shape, and it can even go to space. If you flip your stove upside down, it goes straight up.
I also was going to say, Mark, the air purifier thing is a good example. I always thought, I was like, oh yeah, well, gas stoves, you just need the hood vent, right? And I watched, I don't know if it was a scientist, but someone who knew a little bit about the particulate and how that worked. And they were like, you think if when you turn your gas stove on, if you just like turn your hood vent on low or whatever, like that's adequate, right? That's kind of what we all think. That's what I always thought. And they were like, no, watch. They put a perfectly nice looking hood vent and they turned it on low and then turned the stove on, did nothing. They were like, if you actually want to not breathe that stuff in, you got to turn that shit on full blast the entire time your stove is on, which is just so unpleasant. Like it's a health and safety thing, and I don't do it all the time because it's really obnoxious. But man, that's unpleasant. Full blast hood vent where it's just like, and you're like trying to cook mac and cheese next to the loudest thing that's ever existed.
I don't get why people have an opposition to like anything electrically based. I think it's just because, politicization and agendas and whatever. But honestly, like electric motors are kind of just better. I mean, I'm not saying like we will ever get rid of gasoline, and some people are like, oh yeah, but I'm like, man, we've known for a while that electric motors can go faster, quicker. It's just about the batteries with them. They're extremely powerful, and they're fascinating things. And electrical induction heating technology is just a more advanced technology. I feel like people are so caught up in the details of losing their stoves that they're not like, nah, it's technology just better. It's better.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things too where it's like, I don't need a new stove, so I would rather have an induction stove. But my stove is fine. It's relatively new. It's very nice. But when I get a new stove, it'll probably be induction. But that'll be, how long do stoves last? I don't know if I've ever had a stove break.
Plus, new stoves come like with that warning. I don't know. California is a scary state. Everything you buy now comes with like a warning, and it's like, this product is perfectly safe, except in California where it causes cancer and kills you in 3 days.
Thanks, Prop 65 or whatever. Is that thing? Prop 65?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. All I know is it scares me because every time I look at something, I'm like, oh, thank God, it's safe in Ohio.
I don't know if that's the conclusion you should be drawing from it.
Wade's right. It's safe in Ohio.
No, it is one of those things where it's like on paper, it's a good idea, but in execution, because by what it's trying to prevent, it calls attention that these things that are harmful are literally in everything we have in today's society, that it becomes, you lose track of it because it becomes white noise. And so you stop paying attention to it instead of going like, oh God.
Ooh, a saltine. Except for in California where this is poison.
That's super weird. My favorite thing is that cars come with that, which like I totally get because they make exhaust fumes, they have paint on them, all kinds of stuff, sure. But like it's just a sticker on the window of the whole car that's like, look out, this car might cause cancer. It's like, well, which part? It's a big thing. That's like putting a sticker on an airplane that's like, oh, part of this plane might crash. Like, what?
Well, we know which part will crash nowadays.
That is scary though. I don't want to fly in one of those airplanes where the doors pop off. That doesn't sound fun.
That's why you keep your seatbelt on.
Yeah, well, that is exactly why they tell you to keep your seatbelt on when you're in your seat, but you're not. A case of explosive decompression, obviously, which is apparently a very serious problem that could happen.
Anyway, I looked up the prices. Induction stove, generally it'll be like anywhere from 50 to like 50% more or twice as expensive as a gas stove.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were saying it's anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000.
$50,000 to $9,000. There's a range.
Yeah, it's real affordable. It's only like $50,000. I'm not out of touch.
It's either that or 3 lenses. Make your choice.
Well, I can get both because they're so cheap.
Oh, because I'm rich. Because I'm the 1%. I can buy both.
I know I'm the host, but talking about home appliances, I don't know if this is a home appliance. We got a hot tub.
I'm doing it wrong.
It's like a boat for your body.
It's like an inverse boat, really. Mandy had shoulder surgeries when she was younger on both of her shoulders and has frequent issues with muscle pain and needing to stretch and things. This has been a dream for her, and I'm just out of shape and sore a lot. I don't have any medical problems, but I need it too for therapeutic reasons, probably.
Too rich to have medical problems, Bob?
I'm just really excited. It's a saltwater hot tub, but you can also set the temperature lower. So it's also just like a miniature pool. So we could take James in there in the summer in the backyard and he can splash around, and because you could set it to be 80 degrees, 90 degrees, which is just like a warm bath temperature.
Is it an induction hot tub?
It's actually a diesel powered hot tub.
Oh God, the amount of warning stickers.
Yeah, it does that whole sequence where you flick the key on and it's all, and then you start it, it's all the whole time you're trying to relax in the hot tub. Plumes of smoke.
I only have a single stroke hot tub. I gotta, mix oil with the gas. I hate priming my hot tub.
We can't have a pool at this house. I think if we absolutely could, our dream would be to probably have a pool. A hot tub will be very cool, and it's good for sore muscles and joints and for surgery things, and it's good. I'm very excited.
I know people are always like, you got an in-ground pool, but there are some, given that I have bought some pools recently for undisclosed reasons.
Sure.
Undisclosed. They're fairly affordable, and some of them are actually pretty decent, and I was shocked because I bought one that was like $100, and it was fairly sizable, but it came with a filter pump, and I'm like, what?
$100 pool that came with a filter pump?
Yeah, and tubes to connect it.
Like an inflatable type of deal?
Yeah, I was stunned. I was surprised. Flabbered. Gassed it even.
I don't believe in guests.
I turned around.
Not gonna, no. Edit my laughs out. I'm
not gonna laugh at that.
This is the unedited episode, Mark.
This is how Mark makes don't laugh videos. Everything he walks, the first reaction is cut that out. Put it just with a straight face. Okay, thanks, editors.
As if I don't edit those myself.
You might have to give yourself instructions. You might forget because you're busy laughing again and when you're editing.
Plus, it's your own content, which is just the best. You ever just watch your own YouTube channel and just chuckle it up?
Oh, man. Actually, sometimes. When I don't review videos often because Lixie and Marcus Rachel are so good now that I don't have to watch. But occasionally I'll do just in case. Occasionally I'll catch a little mistake. But then I'll just let it keep playing. I'm like, God damn, I'm funny. Oh, I can't wait for this joke to come up. Yeah.
Mark sitting in his living room with his Apple Vision Pro on, laughing at his own face and big screen in front of him.
Dude, I've actually I've really gotten into the Vision. I love it. I know it has problems, but there are some aspects of it that I'm like, oh man, I do. And I know I watched Eddie Burback's video where he was talking about the dystopian part of it, where the reason Facebook and all these companies are getting into VR so hard because oh man, what if there could be a screen in front of people's faces every hour of the day? That's what we really want, as opposed to the ability for your arm to get tired when you're holding your phone in front of you. I know that side of it, but also from a technological standpoint, I had it on my face and I was just going how is this possible? I know it's an optical illusion. It is. It's just a trick. But I literally think there is a theater in my living room. That is how high quality the display is. It's heavy as shit, and I can't wear it for long, and I have to have all kinds of tricks to be able to make it comfortable.
Just get a neck brace.
Oh, Bob, did his video freeze? He's just been for so long. I thought he was just holding a very steady face, and it only became unfrozen right now. I thought he was politely listening, just
I'm just very into it. I have just mastered the art of becoming so still that I become invisible.
No, anyway, Wade, that's already a product. That's called the Apple Neckrection Pro.
I wish, there should be some. I would put little stilts down on his shoulders.
Or what would it would not be called that. The Apple Vision Rest.
I'll take it. Look, I'll take it. I'm already in it. So put a battery pack. Put the whole computer on the neck part. Put all the chips here and put some fans here. Put this as just a display. I'll wear the whole. I'll wear it.
What if it straps around your chest and it looks like you have a third arm that just comes up and rests like this under your chin?
The Apple Thinker.
It actually recedes down into your pants, and so when you turn it on, there's just a fist that's just like ooh, right up out of your crotch.
Yeah, it's actually got posable fingers, so you can do this, you can do this, you can do one of these, you can like decorate your.
You could have your own personal style.
The Apple Fister, the Eye Fister.
Apple Fister. Oh God.
Oh no, he can't see the train. He's got his fister in.
Oh man, I need to pee, but my fister's in the way. Hold on.
You just know that's going to be abused.
I mean, that's the kind of thing when you look at like cyberpunk or future kind of tech dystopian worlds, admittedly, but there's all kinds of like shoulder pads and like crazy fins and stuff hanging off all over the place. It's like, why not put the whole computer here? Put the fister in there. Put all kinds of arms just holding up your head, It looked cute.
No, what I'm waiting for is the Apple Vision Pro chair, where it's like one of those massage chairs where it holds your whole body, but then you have the headset on and you can and it holds your head in a comfortable way. But also you just plug the Vision into the chair, so you don't need the battery pack. You're just wired in.
Comes with an IV bag, so you can have your nutrients without having to give up to eat.
Yeah, you put a catheter in, so you don't have to go pee. You get some IV nutrition and hydration going on.
Ooh. I don't know what that noise I just made was. I was going for a more whoo, but it came out.
Are you deflating? Is there a puncture?
Yeah, I can't. I don't think I could recreate that. It's like the kudos to blues. I don't think I could do that again.
You're on it today, man. You got all the noises.
Oh man, yeah, this is me on it. Good.
Our small talk's gotten bigger and bigger over the years, I think.
Listen, the small talk is fun, okay?
My small talk's huge.
Mine's a perfectly respectable size.
I would say girth talk, but I believe that's probably a subset of TikTok is girth talk.
Oh, it's girth talk is 100% a community on TikTok.
Girth talk. You girth talking? You girth maxing?
It's like those cartoons where it's like the character and they're like, except it's a dick. And the dick is just like, oop, whoop. And it goes from being like a normal looking to just like Chad Dick with like weird jawlines and stuff. Look, this is an old trend, but I have a new imagination of it. You guys remember a couple years ago when it was real big all over the internet and TikTok and stuff, talented bakers would make things out of cake. And then it was a whole game of like, is that real or cake?
Isn't that still going on?
I mean, it's still, yeah, that's still like a thing, but it was like really hot. There was a whole TV show that was the entire premise.
You're at the funeral, grandma's in the coffin, you walk up to cry, then your mom walks up and just cuts in. It's like, grandma's actually cake. And then grandma comes running out.
I don't like that. Corpse point for Wade. But we're going to do this in an interesting way because today we're going to be playing AI or cake. Mark, you and I are very savvy individuals.
Yes, we are.
Okay, man. Jesus, man.
No, listen, I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere.
Right.
I'm going somewhere. This is not an insult, Wade. Mark and I just have more hands-on experience with the current AI tools as they exist.
I'm just a country bumpkin with my biscuits and gravy over here, my shotgun.
Listen, dum-dum. No, but so I want to test your media literacy, Wade. And so even though I'm the host for this game, you are going to be the judge because I also wanted it to be fair. I didn't want to put you against Mark in like analyzing AI stuff because I
couldn't win.
I mean, you maybe could, but I didn't. Look, I'm not saying Mark is smarter than you. I'm just saying that on this specific topic, he probably has a bit more experience and personal hands-on knowledge. And that's not.
I wouldn't say he's smarter than me. I would just say I'm dumb.
Mark and I are going to take turns coming up with examples. And I have a few different types of things that we're going to do. One at a time. I'll bring you one and Mark will bring you one. And you have to look at it and see if you can figure out if it's AI generated in some way or if it's a real thing. I have several types of categories that we'll go through. So there will be some pictures. If you're not watching the video, Wade will describe them to you as best he can as part of the process. But
be prepared to be very disappointed in me, everyone out there. I will probably get them all wrong.
But yeah, this is a joke, and it's a bit kind of set up to make fun of you, Wade, because that's what I do on the show in some ways. But also, media literacy when it comes to AI stuff is kind of an important thing going forward. We're at a point where there's a lot of AI stuff that is not so easily distinguishable for some context in some applications. Some of it is still hilarious. We need to all start refining our skills, our ability to do this. So, Mark, I will go first since I'm the one who thought of this. And I want to say we're not going to generate pictures. I don't want to get into the discussion about AI image generation using images with it. It's not a great scenario. It's complicated. I said there's a lot of emotions. We're just going to find pictures that already exist. And I have some prompts. So we'll have like themes to go on. And Wade, you just have to look at the stuff we bring you and decide if it is or is not AI. And if you're right, you get a point. And if you're wrong, Mark gets a point. And I know that feels like it's 2-on-1, but it's really just you versus yourself.
The power to win is in my hands.
If you fumble the ball, you have no one to blame but yourself. Let's get started, shall we? And I want to start with a real ripper. I want to start with pictures that contain the longest legs that we can find.
Real pictures?
Well, so you can pick. It can be real or not real. The point is just to challenge Wade, right?
Yeah, just text me and tell me which ones they are, if they're real or not, before you send it.
By the way, the tornado apocalypse is happening in Ohio. So if my power goes out or my internet goes out,
how do we send them?
I was just going to say open them and then share your screen. I realize now the editors are probably going to really enjoy that.
Editors love it.
Well, how many do I send? Just one, or I was looking up a whole bunch.
I mean, we have a lot of stuff, so we're going to do maybe a couple of each of the different picture prompts before we move on beyond the pictures anyway. So are these real legs or AI generated legs?
I'm going to say this one's AI generated, Bob. And the reason I say that is the left leg appears to have a really big thigh.
Good eye. This is AI generated legs. So this is Mark's submission.
What?
Nothing. That's perfect. You understood the assignment.
Now I'm looking at Steve or Herobrine. I can't see the eyes, so it's hard to tell. From Minecraft with really long legs. I guess completely stretched out. Arms are kind of long too. I don't know. This feels like a trick question because obviously Steve isn't real, so it's not a real image. It's definitely either drawn or made on a computer. So I have to guess as to whether a computer or a person took Steve and stretched him. It would be easy to do either way. You know, I'm going to say a human did this.
Mark?
Well, if we think about it, really, this is based off of a creepypasta, and the creepypasta is the Herobrine character evolving inside the computer as an artificial intelligence. Therefore, it wasn't made, as we all know, creepypastas are not made by people. They are manifestations of either demons or spirits. And in this one, it's a computer-based one. It is AI.
Mark wins this one? Your explanation was very confusing.
Yeah, I think I win this one. He was wrong, therefore I win.
Who made the art, man?
This appeared in someone's world seed. Do you know about the world seed?
Oh, we're playing Let's Pretend. Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, this guy thinks all creepypastas are just pretend. Oh, okay.
Mark, I don't know how you managed to do it, but you managed to piss off the subreddit instantly every time we do one of these.
Oh, the subreddit believes. This is Leggy 000145236, okay? This is the last known message of the person that first discovered this. Hello, dear readers of this page. I am from Russia. As a person who does not believe in all this mysticism, sound familiar, Wade?
Yeah, fuck mysticism specifically.
Mark, why are you beatbox mocking Wade?
Sound familiar, Wade?
I encountered a terrible phenomena in the Minecraft game itself. In an ordinary sandbox, which was made for fun. I was caught by this from why goosebumps run through the body.
Mark, you did such a good job. I'm not even going to post any of the pictures I found. I just want to keep moving on. So point to Mark, I think. I'm very confused. Wade, are these legs AI generated or made by a human?
So what I'm looking at is a dark night. It doesn't appear to be an alleyway because there's like an open area behind 2 dumpsters.
It's like a parking lot.
But the parking lot seems to go down behind the legs. Like looks like there's a down there.
Oh yeah, no, what is that? Is a weird color. It's like it's reflective. Maybe it's water, but it's got straight edges.
One dumpster has a yellow stripe, one doesn't. The toes are pretty good. Those are good toes.
Actually, if you look on the left dumpster, the place where the yellow like plaque is on the right one, there's like an empty outline, like there should be a yellow thing there.
You know, I'm going to say this one is real. And the clue I'm going to use is what I believe to be a signature in the bottom right corner of the picture.
Well, AI steals lots of stuff. That could be a borrowed signature. Could be a lie.
This one was tricky. There's one telltale sign for AI generated imagery I don't think Wade is aware of.
Of course I'm not.
AI can't do hands right. And if you look at the hands, they're all kinds of messed up. So it's just not right anatomy. The legs are far too stretched. The fingers are just all over the place. And you see at the ends of the fingers, it looks like it's trying to make more hands at the end of it. Because this one has messed up hands, it is therefore AI generated.
Look, Mark, I'm all for bending fairness for the bit. Are you sure this isn't like an artist's retina, like someone drew this or something? You confident? This is definitely generated by AI, not drawn by some person in some way?
Yeah, the prompt was just fiance in parking lot. Clearly AI messed it up.
All right, fine. It was art. I admit it. I confess.
Are you just blatantly lying to get points?
I confess. No, I would never.
You get the fiance and parking lot point.
I don't know the truth anymore.
All right, Mark, I'm going to do one more legs and then we're moving on. Okay. And Mark, I'm going to give you the next one so you could have time to prepare. The next type of image I want you to find, I'm sure this will be great. Food.
No, wait, do this one.
No.
Come on.
Okay, fine. Wait, is this art made by a human or AI generated?
Man, you know, as an expert in the field of artwork, I'm looking at it and there are leafless trees. There's a tall, slender man in the front, but no tentacles. There appears to be the top half of a lady. So either this very slender man, he has ankles that are 10 feet tall, or this lady has the smallest torso and legs imaginable for them to be standing side by side at the height and proportions they're in.
I'm thinking one of these might not be a normal human person.
Based on the proportions of these two side by side, I will say AI.
That's not why I arrived at that, but I also think this might be AI. If it's not, this person has a very interesting artistic style and made some choices I don't understand. But Mark.
This one is AI, so I wanted this to actually be tricky since we were going down that rabbit hole. This one is AI generated, and I think one of the ways you can tell is it could be a style at first, but if you look at the way the trees are drawn, quote unquote, they are random when they get to the associations of the branches and like the depth from that front one on the right to the ones behind it. It is strange. And also, yeah, the perspective is very strange because, yeah, we're right at his feet, but this lady has either been pounded into the ground like comically Donkey Kong style, like, or, you know, it doesn't make sense.
The thing for me too is the style of his suit is what I was focusing on. Because if you look at like the super bright highlights down like the pants, some of those make sense for like folds that happen in pants, but there's just an oval shaped white spot on his leg that's just like a see-through.
Thought it was jizz dripping down his pant legs, not gonna lie.
And also if you look at the bottom of his coat area, ignore the darkness, the dark shadowy cavern that is his crotch, and look to the right of that, and the suit has like spindly tree parts that are connecting the body of the suit to the arm of the suit.
Yeah, it is 100% AI generated.
Well, there you go, Wade.
God, I'm good at this, guys. I'm a lot better at this than I thought.
You're killing it, baby. Oh, Mark, why did I think you would do this any differently? Jesus Christ. Mark found some food, Wade. Next genre. Is this picture of food real or AI generated?
You know,
I literally almost made this one just spaghetti also. So I'm glad that you went there, Mark. Wade, describe this for the listeners.
All right, person on the left, there's a lady, it looks like she's out in the snow wearing a hat with snow on it, snow all over her hands, and her face is just covered as she's shoving just pounds of pasta with a little bit of like an orange sauce into her mouth. She has an orange sauce mustache. It's like she was wandering in a tundra and came across a pot of hot spaghetti and sauce and just started shoving it. Next picture, if Fabio and Smeagol had a baby and he was crawling around and his precious was a pizza with some sour cream just in the center of it.
White sauce, Alfredo-ish.
And and his face is covered in a pattern of white sauce that some might consider disturbing, and his tongue is shredded into small tongue fingers with cheese coming off of it. Next one.
Wait, you missed. Are you purposefully avoiding his hand, or?
Oh, I didn't. I was so busy focusing on everything else. I didn't notice his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fingers on one hand. I was so focused on the tongue fingers, I didn't look at the real fingers. Next one so far is the realest one yet, except for the inside of the mouth is kind of fucky. Lady was kind of like, I wouldn't say crazy hair, but slightly frazzled hair, is holding a plate of pasta. The plate is either a paper plate or curved in a weird way or fake.
It's actually a banana split container so that you could just funnel dump the pasta down your throat, I think.
But the way the food looks in her mouth is uncomfortable and unsettling. It's like she has a second tongue made of cheese almost. I don't like it. Third photo. Fourth photo is the lady bursting through pizza. She appears to have a lot of small teeth and maybe a second row of teeth inside of her mouth.
It's got those shark teeth.
But she's just bursting through the middle of a giant pizza. It looks like it could be a relatively normal giant pizza, but there's one giant tomato behind her head. She also has a hand with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fingers. And the last photo is a gentleman who appears to have my hairline in the front and then some kind of crazy hair going on in the back.
He's got a shaved mullet. It's shaved up front, but the very back has just the wildest party ever going on.
He has a necklace that defies physics. I don't know how else to describe it other than it defies physics. Pasta coming out of his mouth, covering his shoulders, his neck, his chest, his forehead.
Wait, now it's time for the $1 million question.
You know, my first thought is that this is probably AI generated, but upon further inspection, I just hope to God it's real. So I'm going to say real, Bob.
Dude, what a genre of photographs. Some people are going to start trying to take real photographs that look like AI art. That's totally going to be a thing, right? Right?
I mean, it actually is already a thing because I see it all the time where, especially after Sora got announced, where people are like, they'll just take a clip of a real video of someone doing something, but like, man, Sora's incredible. And it's just like, they're trying to trick people like that. So totally, that already is a thing.
Nice. All right, Wade, what's your final answer? Real?
I really hope this one's real.
Mark?
Oh man, no. Like I said, look at the hands. See, all right, the one on the left looks great. Everything's flawless there. But if you look at the second one, you see that he's got kind of like a
Jizzy Fabio Smeagol with the tongue fingers.
Yeah, you're too distracted by that. You're not looking at his finger thigh gap that he's got going on there.
Okay, well, that's okay, because Mark really turned up the heat on this next one.
That one was real, right?
I think Mark gets the point on that. Or no, was that real, Mark?
It's AI.
Damn, got me.
All right, Wade, is this picture real?
All right, we're looking at pancakes, a stack of 5 pancakes with a little bit of butter on top and a whole bunch of syrup just dripping right down. There's a fork in the back. The one thing that bothers me is if you look at the syrup dripping right in the front, there appears to be a single white hair in the syrup in the pancake. And it really kind of ruined my appetite of this photo.
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't see that.
And I feel like that's a random thing for AI to add into this. This seems like a real kind of low quality chain pancake all of a sudden. I'm going to say it's real.
Weird. All right. Wade calls it real. Mark?
It's AI generated.
Even AI puts hair in our food, dude. What's the point?
I think that what that is actually like an artifact of the reflection it's trying to do.
That is a curled gray hair.
Look at the stream of syrup, quote unquote syrup, going on the butter.
Oh, it's water. it's like a water flow.
This one looks really convincing. I will admit.
If you heat up syrup though, if you heat up syrup before you pour it on there, it does get really watery, especially like legitimate maple syrup.
That's true. Real syrup can be it's pretty light colored. And if it gets hot, that's true. That's true. Do you see the third waterfall of syrup down the side of the pancakes, which has nothing feeding it though, Wade?
I was on the fence. I was like, it looks real. It looks almost too real. And then I saw the hair and I was like, you know what? That hair is definitely real.
That's really funny.
Yeah, no, I didn't notice that either.
How do I notice the hair but not the random syrup drip?
All right, well, tough one, Mark. You know what? Tough one. Very creative. I like it.
Thank you. I gave you an assortment. There's basically in that bunch, there's some real, some fake.
I like the aesthetic of this one. It could be framed a little better. I feel like this could be cropped down a little bit. But Wade, are these macarons real photo or AI generated?
Oh man. Okay, so I'm looking at a picture. It's got to be a few dozen macarons.
Couldn't possibly count.
Oh Jesus. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
I feel like you started over.
63-ish macarons, give or take, okay? If I'm looking back like 3 rows, there's a couple of them that look like they're either not put together as well as other ones, or they're missing an end piece, or maybe the photo's just obscuring it. Like there's a green one on the 3rd row that has like a yellow top. There's one a few down that looks like 3 smashed together, or it's just real juicy.
The thickness of the filling is remarkably inconsistent, which like is kind of a human quality, but also a baker who macarons are really finicky to make. And this is something that like, it's challenging. And so it's something you would do with a lot of care and skill. I guess you have to be a pretty skilled baker to do this and because they look pretty good. The baked part looks pretty good. They got the little feet on there and they're all puffy looking and stuff. I don't know.
There's a red one like on the 3rd row back that looks like a T-Rex head where it's like connected at the bottom.
I see that.
I'm going to go with AI on this one.
There's also whatever the shit this is, which is apparently filled with diarrhea.
Yeah. So, at first glance, like, oh, that looks pretty good. And then under further inspection, there's a couple of little fucky things.
So your official answer is this is AI. Mark?
This is AI. That's good. Congratulations. I shouldn't have asked you to count because it made you look closer at it.
I know, you could have just taken the easy win. He would have been like, it's real. The ones that are in pretty crisp resolution in the front, though, that are like in the focus, look pretty good. I say we do one more food and then we're going to move on past the pictures because this is really fun, but I don't want to focus too much on pictures. Wade, is this real or AI?
We're looking at a person that's kind of off camera. Their left hand has a couple bracelets. I can only see a thumb and 2, maybe 3 fingers on that hand, but it's very blurred and hard to see.
Their other fingers, it looks are kind of bent down, so like they're maybe behind the rest of the hand or something.
There's also what looks like some curled fingers holding a spoon in a really weird way coming off the photo. The spoon's holding a
cream of mushroom soup
over a pot that either has a reflection or a weird extra metal thing coming off of it on one side. The 2 things that are gonna make me say AI are that weird reflection on the pot and then the fingers holding the spoon that appear to be like, it's like you're holding your fingers up like you're about to bite your nail, but also there's just a spoon in your hand. Well,
so what's your official call? Are you calling AI?
AI.
I'm not playing the game. There's something uncanny about this, but a part of me thinks that the symmetry of these handles on this pot, which are very sort of unique, weird handles, makes me think it's maybe real, but there's a lot of the rest of it that's super sketchy. But Wade guesses AI. Mark?
This is real.
Ew.
Yeah, I know, right? It's very strange.
What is with the fingers holding the spoon?
It's just because it's so weirdly out of frame. It's not a spoon. It's a long metal like cooking utensil. So there's a lot more handle on the other side of it. And I know it's real because there's other pictures in the sequence. There's a couple still from the same. And consistency across images is another big thing that like most machine learning models can't do. And I picked it because I'm like, the drips look weird. The hand is is blurry. You can't really tell, that hand. I love that there's just a little bit of finger off to the side randomly.
Yeah, the framing is just kind of weird for the fingers, but like what's it called? Specular highlights or whatever. The really bright highlights on the background of the image are like weird. It makes the hand look like it's not on the table in a very like AI way.
It almost makes it look like smoothly rounded on the top, like the middle finger back there.
Yeah, it's super weird looking.
This is the first one I'm going to say I don't believe you. You can tell me it's real, and my brain just is an uncanny valley, like fake as shit.
Is this taken with like a lens, like a tilt shift lens or something weird that's giving it that sort of vibe?
I really have no idea, but the other images in the sequence are, you'll notice in the back of the pot towards like the far side from camera, what she's doing there is she's scooping this sauce and putting it in the casserole dish that's over there.
Oh, the hand is not on the table. The fingertip is touching the casserole dish.
Ah,
that's why it looks like that. That's so
why it looks
weird.
Like it's floating.
That's what, because the shadows are wrong under the hand. All right, weird. It has a weird AI vibe to it, and I doubt that that's on purpose, but it's
just the framing. But it's kind of the era we live in. If we all saw this a year ago, we wouldn't question it. We'd be like, yeah, it's just a picture. But now we're like hyper analyzing everything. Like, Arthur Drip's weird. What's going on here?
All right, Mark, open up your favorite large language model, because now it's time to move on to other kinds of things. Mark, I would like you to find or generate with AI a news headline. And Wade can ask questions. So if you generate something, ask it to have enough a summary of the story or something, or enough so that you could sort of ask some questions about it. And Wade, you're welcome to ask questions. I have a few of these. I guess there's no harm in telling you, we're going to be doing news headlines, breeds of dogs, and then I want to finish with episodes of Distractible.
Also, remember the guy that we saw in the image with the pasta who was like bald and hair in the back? I want the caption on that to be, "What's the deal with hairline food?" Anyway, go on.
You know what, Wade? Point for hairline food.
So am I sending them to you? Am I just reading them?
No, you read it. You find a news headline of whatever flavor you want, and you read it like we're doing like this segment, right? Like breaking news, where you're just telling us about some news story.
Okay, you want real one or just me to read fake ones? Or do you want me to pick between?
Wade has to determine if it's a real one or a fake one.
Is this enough content where you want to do like a part 2, or do you want to keep going to make a really long episode?
Because if with some prep time, I could do the headline one a little better, because I could match up real and fake ones.
We could cut this off and I can re-intro it where I don't say it won't be just images. No, let's do that. Let's cut this off.
For the first time, we're not going to have a winner. We're just going to have it to be continued.
Oh, can we do that? Is that allowed?
We never said we couldn't.
There shall be no winner, because this shall not be the conclusion of the episode. This is merely a part 1. We're literally going to jump right back into this in the next episode. We'll keep the same points and we'll keep progressing. We could do more small talk, I guess, if we want, but we don't. Nobody wants that. Good job, Wade. The points are very competitive. Good job, Mark. Some of those were really interesting and some of those were very interesting. Make sure that you check out the merch, distractiblestore.com. It's real. It's out there. And find Wade at Lord Minion 777 or Minion 777. Mark is Markiplier. I am MiceGerm, and that's going to be it for this. But there's another part which doesn't come out until like Wednesday or no, not Wednesday. That's not the day we do it. Friday or Monday, whichever one is next. You have to wait. Sorry.
One request though before we get there. Can I get partial win credit and you make me and we co-host next one? And then because it seems like Wade is just on his own there, so I would like to get at least like some work credit or maybe some something to put on my resume.
Okay. Wade, rebuttal?
No, that's fine.
Really?
Hey, cool.
I'm really hungry and I want lunch, and I could fight it, or I could go eat and look at Shakira. So I'm going to take that one.
Well, Mark, I'm going to give you 1/2 of a win, which will be applied to your win total at the ultimate conclusion of this episode. So that's like a credit right now, but I'm going to retain the hostyship. I'm the hosty with the mosty until the end. So Wade could still be the ultimate winner by earning 1 whole win, but Mark could win a 1.5 if he wins again on the next one.
Ooh.
And Wade, you did consent, so despite the fact that this is absolute bullshit shenanigans, you said it's okay, and that means it's allowed under the laws of Distractible. What a twist. Thanks for watching. Sorry you have to wait for the next part, but we'll see you then. Podcast out. Bye.
Lunch!